It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a can of Northern Monk's Norse Star 2. Instead of being brewed with almond, it's being brewed with hazelnut. I really enjoyed the first beer that was launched into Morrison's, the original Norse Star. It was £4 a can. This is equally £4 a can. This is a vanilla, cacao and hazelnut Imperial Stout at 9% ABV. Lots of people talking about this on social media. One of my favourite beers, well, actually, let me rephrase that. My favourite beer of any supermarket in 2020 was the original Norse Star. So this has got a lot to live up to. Without further ado, let's get the can out into a glass and see what we get. Decadent, rich and chocolatey they put on the side of the can. Oh, look at this! Look at this liquid! Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, absolutely fantastic looking beer. There's always a worry, isn't there? There's always an initial kind of slight doubt. Why would you change something that was that great to begin with? So I decided to email Russell, the owner of Northern Monk Brewing Company. I've actually brewed a beer with Northern Monk many light years ago in a galaxy far away. We brewed a custard cream pale ale together, myself, Real Ale Craft Beer and Northern Monk. Drank lots of beer with Russell, lots of email exchanges over the years. So I banged him a quick email and I said, Russell, why have you changed it? Why have you called it Norse Star 2? Or, not that you called it Norse Star 2, but why have you changed it from hazelnut or almond to hazelnut? The original Norse Star was hazelnut. Sorry, let's start again. The original Norse Star was almond and the second one now is hazelnut. And the answer I got from Russell was they just wanted to change things up a bit. They just wanted to kind of, a little bit of a point of difference. But they've not ruled out, in the future, bringing back the original Norse Star with almond. It'll probably come back in the near future. So this is a collaboration between Northern Monk and Lervig. Look at the quality, look at the it's a beautiful beer. It's a £4 can of craft beer in Morrison's. But I promise you, if you like the darker beers, it will be the best £4. I've not even tried it yet, but I can just see. I can see it's still got all that richness, great body, great mouthfeel. I haven't even put it to my mouth yet, but I can see it's got a great mouthfeel. This should be the best £4 you've ever spent on a stout. Jet black beer in the glass, 2-finger tan coloured head. Let's get the aroma. Oh my goodness me, yeah, this is just full of hazelnut. Wow. It smells amazing. It smells fantastic. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, I need to start speaking soon, don't I? The mouthfeel is equally incredible. Equally incredible. It's big, it's fat, it's toasty, it's everything that an Imperial Stout needs to be. I just need to pull it apart a little bit. Can you bear with me? I'll be as quick as I can. I'm just trying to process everything that I'm tasting in my mind so I can give you a complete assessment, if you like, of what I think of this beer. Ah, this is really, I built this beer right up. I built it right up, this beer. I'm not going to rip it to pieces. I'm not going to rip it to pieces. It's still a good beer. It's still a good beer. It was for me, the first one was the best beer, pardon me, by far, that a supermarket or a brewery has ever put into a supermarket. I personally, I think the reason why they've chosen hazelnut, and this is just me being 100% to myself as a beer reviewer on YouTube. You get a lot of hazelnut flavour. You get an awful lot of hazelnut flavour. It's almost, the hazelnut is overpowering. It's not overpowering, but it's close to be overpowering. You get this massive, the beer is not, from number 1 to number 2, it's not lacking any of that mouthfeel at all. It's still big and fat and bold and gloopy. That's the word, gloopy. It's like old engine oil. It's like opening up your grandfather's truck. Underneath, you're opening the sump underneath and you're letting all that old oil, because he can't be bothered to change his oil anymore. It's opening that sump up and it's glooping. You know when an oil gloops out the bottom of the sump? It's got that same mouthfeel. It definitely has that kind of engine oil appeal to the beer. But they kept the vanilla, cacao and hazelnut, or the vanilla, cacao and almond as it was. And I feel that the beer has somehow added a level of astringency to it. Yeah, it's more of an astringent bitterness than a natural bitterness that you would get from the roasted malt. This is so difficult for me because I love the original Norse. So let's just break it down. The original mouthfeel and bitterness you were getting from the original beer was of roasted malt chocolate, coffee, caramel flavours from the roasted malt. Now, in the back of my mind, when I was reviewing the first Norse Star beer, I was asking myself a question. How on earth are they putting a £4 can of beer into the supermarket of this quality, into Morrison's for £4 a can? If I went to a bottle shop, I'd be paying, for the original Norse Star, I'd be paying £6, £7, £8 a can. It's top quality beer. The obvious answer, and it's probably a little bit the same with Vocation and their breakfast waffle. Can you remember the Vocation breakfast waffle? And then the second Vocation breakfast waffle, which wasn't quite as good. I had everything crossed. That this would be just as good. But there's no reason. There's no reason to change something that is great in life, only if you're going to change things and maybe try and make a profit out of it. I don't think Northern Monk made any profit whatsoever on the first Norse Star, even for £4 a can. I think the quality of ingredients were just that much that they broke even, maybe. They might have even made a loss on the beer, because at the end of the day, everybody was raving about a Northern Monk beer in the supermarket for £4 a can that was absolutely great. Right, I've got to conclude, haven't I? Because I've been talking for 12 minutes. They've changed the recipe. They've changed the recipe on this beer to either break even or to either make a slight profit on this beer. But it's not been to the benefit of the beer. It's not been to the benefit of the beer. What I would have preferred is that Norse Star by Northern Monk and Lervig went up to maybe 5 or, lo and behold, £6 a can and kept the original recipe. But what Northern Monk have chosen to do is stayed with the £4 can of craft beer, because that's still a lot of money for the supermarket beer. But they've taken away, not the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is still there, but they've taken away that kind of natural chocolate coffee caramel, and they've replaced it with a kind of synthetic bitterness that is mixed in with a hazelnut flavour. If you've got this far into the beer review, you've probably already seen the couple of Asda beers that they've launched recently into Asda's, which they've not been great. They've been really poor. This beer is not really poor. It's far from really poor. But unfortunately, it's not a patch on its former self. It's not a patch on its former self. And that's my conclusion today. They've managed to hang on to the mouthfeel and the look of the beer. Because if they made it flat looking, there's too many people knowledgeable third time lucky, knowledgeable about beer to go, hang on a minute, what's going on here? There's too many people knowledgeable about that. I think where they've kind of tried to cut the corner a little bit is that chocolate coffee caramel natural bitterness. They've replaced that roasted malt with something which is a little bit more astringent. And they've done that by trying to hide it with the overpowering flavour of hazelnut. And I'm going to stand here right now and apologise, because I've been having a discussion with Russell, the owner of Northern Monk, about this beer, and it was not that I was hoping that the beer was going to be great, and I was hoping that I was going to love the beer, but you guys do your job over there, normally producing great beer, and I do my job over here, reviewing beer and saying whether it's good and whether it's average and whether it's just blind terrible. And that's just my situation. That's where I am today. And I'm going to conclude with and it is difficult for me to say because I do know the guys at Northern Monk, but I'm gonna come out in all honesty and say that this beer is not a patch. It's not a patch on the first Norse Star. It really isn't a patch on the first Norse Star. And that's a real shame for me to say. But I like to be honest. I have to be honest. I won't change. I will refuse to change. I'll refuse to change. Have I rated it yet? Rating. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.